There are a lot of things you could do to save money. You could eat nothing but beans for every meal. You could turn the heat way down in the winter and just wear 5 sweaters to stay warm. You could split your toilet paper into single ply to get twice as much mileage and just hope for the best. But do you know what all these things have in common? They make life less enjoyable. Even being serious for a moment, which, is not the easiest thing for me to do, a lot of the most common recommendations for saving money are things that in some way, shape, or form negatively affect your life. Some in really small ways and some in much bigger ways. And let's be real, sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. Sometimes you gotta make big moves to make big moves. But cutting out every single little thing that brings you any sort of joy or comfort in life, well, that sucks. Who wants to live like that? And honestly, I think that this is the biggest reason that people struggle to save money. They just don't want to sacrifice the things that make them happy, and I get it. But there's something that I do to save money, which I think everybody should do. And this is by far my favorite way to save money, because it doesn't require any sacrifice at all. And that is to reduce your spending on the things that you don't really care at all about. And let me just tell you, you'd be shocked to learn how much money you can save doing this. In fact, it blows my mind to think about the fact that there are people who will drive around in circles hoping to save 5 cents a liter on gas, or who will stand in the grocery store scrutinizing the price of a loaf of fresh bread, but then who willingly overspend by thousands of dollars a year on things that they don't even want to be paying for to begin with. Buying crappy bread makes your lunch taste worse. Using one-ply toilet paper gives you road rash on your ass. But finding ways to reduce your spending on the things that don't actually impact your life in any way only has upsides. And it's actually way easier than you think, and I'm gonna show you right now. How's it going? Okay, for starters, we need to talk about insurance. I hate insurance. Let's just start there. Car insurance, house insurance, business insurance, all of it. I understand why it's important, but it also just feels like highway robbery. It feels like being forced to buy an extended warranty for something, whether or not you actually want to. Over the past 12 years or so, I've probably spent upwards of about $30,000 on insurance premiums, despite never having a single claim and never reaping any sort of benefit from that money whatsoever. And so yeah, needless to say, the less that I can spend on insurance, the happier I am. These are my insurance renewals for my home and my car, which I just got in the mail a few days ago. And surprise, but both of these payments have gone up about 15% for no other reason other than because they can. For the past year, I've been paying $139 a month for car insurance, which I feel is more than enough, and $65 a month for my house insurance. But as of these new renewals, they're now bumping me up to $156 for my car insurance and $75 for my house insurance, and I want to see if we can do any better. All I'm going to do here is Google insurance rates. I don't even know, there's a bunch of different websites that come up when you do that. I've got one here that's insurance.ca. I've got one here that is lowestrates.ca. I'm not particular, I don't really care. I'm going to take a moment to put in all of my information, and then let's see what comes up. And just like that, within a few quick minutes, I now have a list of quotes from other insurance companies that I can pick from. I could also now call up my current insurance company and let them know that I got a better quote from one of their competitors and see if they're willing to match or beat it. If so, I might just stay where I am, and if not, I can easily switch over to one of these other companies very quickly, and within a span of about 10 minutes, I've just saved myself a couple $100s this year already. And almost every bit as easy is your phone bill. As a Canadian, this is where I get absolutely screwed. We have some of the most expensive, if not the most expensive, phone plans in the world. With that said, just a few months ago, I was able to drop my phone bill from $75 a month to $50 a month just by switching companies, and I'm getting the exact same service with the exact same quality. I just went from one company to another, and it's saving me $25 a month or $300 this year, which is pretty significant overall. If you're in the US, this is even easier because you can just switch over to a company like Mint Mobile. Yes, I have worked with them in the past. No, they're not sponsoring this video. I just think that they offer a great service at a great price. It's like $15 a month, and it's the same service that you're probably already getting, just much cheaper. So I'll leave a link below if you want to check it out. I had a very similar situation with my home internet. I had actually a flyer that I found stuck to my front door. There's basically 2 telecommunications companies here in Canada, 2 main ones at least. We have Rogers and Bell. So I was with one and I got a flyer from the other advertising a price that was like $20 a month cheaper. So I called up my company and I was like, hey, I got this flyer and I'm probably going to switch, but before I do, you guys flexible at all? And they matched that offer for me, which again saved me $20 a month extra, so $240 a year back in my pocket. I just want to stress, by the way, that customer service agents are often very happy to help you if you are just nice to them. Chances are that they hate the company every bit as much as you do, because the same company that is screwing you over by overcharging you is also screwing them over by underpaying them. So really, you guys are on the same team. Just be polite and they'll help you out. Now, saving money is great, and actually often a lot easier than you think it is, but in all fairness, you can only cut back so much, and then at some point you have to actually start doing something to make more money. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you already know how much I love side hustles. And if you've been looking for an easy way to make a little bit of extra cash from home, you're gonna love today's sponsor, FreeCash. FreeCash is an online platform where you can get paid for doing simple tasks like answering online surveys, downloading mobile games, and testing out different apps. And if you think that's too good to be true, FreeCash has already paid out over $80 million to its users and has a 4.6 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot with over 80,000 reviews. So needless to say, they're legit. All you have to do is click the link in the description box below to sign up for a free account to start receiving offers and start making money. Once you accumulate $20 in your account, you'll unlock all offers as well as many more options for cashing out your funds, such as bank transfer, PayPal, gift cards, cryptocurrency, or even game skins if that's your thing. Free cash is a great way for anyone to start earning some extra pocket change from anywhere, just by completing fun, easy tasks from your phone. So just click the link below to start earning free cash today, and thank you to FreeCash for sponsoring this video. Okay, next we have to talk about debt. Debt, especially of the high interest variety, is probably the biggest wrench you could possibly throw in your financial gears, if that makes any sense. Nothing sabotages your ability to save money quite like paying an extra 20 to 30% on all your purchases. That's whack. Personally, I'm a credit card person through and through. I love credit cards. I have a bunch of them and I use them for everything. I love the cash back, the travel rewards, the free extended warranties, the buyer protection, all that good stuff. But all of those perks are immediately negated if you're carrying a balance and paying interest. Beyond a bare bones emergency fund, it doesn't even make mathematical sense to accumulate savings or investments if you're carrying high interest debt, because your investments will never outpace a 20 to 30% interest rate on a credit card, or worse, a payday loan. If you have high interest debt, paying it off ASAP is the #1 easiest thing you can do to save yourself a ton of money. But if you can't afford to do that, there are still other options. Doing a balance transfer onto a zero interest card can be a great way to save you hundreds or thousands of dollars and allow you to pay off your debt much quicker. Many credit cards offer a promotional period of 6, 12, or even 18 months of interest-free payments when you transfer your balance onto their card. So just like we did with the insurance, just quickly Google 0% interest balance transfer and see what pops up. You'll probably find a few options. But over and above that, a lot of people don't realize that you can actually negotiate the interest rate on your credit card. Once again, if you call up your credit card company and you're very polite on the phone and you just say, hey, I'm redoing my budget and I'm trying to find a way to pay down this debt faster, is there anything you can do for me as far as the interest rate is concerned? A lot of the times they will, and they might drop your interest rate down from 20 or 22% to even 16 or 17%, which is a huge savings in your pocket. Just that 5 to 10 minute phone call can save you thousands of dollars. Now, this one might surprise you, but did you know that you can even negotiate your rent sometimes? If you've been living in the same place for a while and you're on good terms with your landlord, you take nice care of the place, you always pay on time, you, my friend, have something called leverage. Contrary to popular belief, landlords do not like having to find new tenants if they can avoid it. Every time that a tenant moves out, it costs the landlord a lot of money to do things like repaint and repair and clean the unit, to get a realtor to help find them a new tenant, not to mention if there's any vacancy to cover the mortgage and utilities when nobody's actually living on the property. There's also always a huge risk factor that the next person who moves in will be the tenant from hell who trashes the place or doesn't pay their rent or whatever else. So even if you're currently paying below market value, when your lease comes due for renewal, you have an opportunity to ask your landlord for a rent reduction in exchange for doing something like, say, signing a longer lease. That guarantees them hassle-free income for the next while from somebody that they already know and already trust, and can put money straight back in your pocket. Best case scenario, you save $100 to $200 a month on your rent. Worst case scenario, they say no and you're in the exact same spot you are today, but you have nothing to lose by trying, and you won't know if you never ask. Okay, next up on the chopping block, my favorite, banks. These predatory son of a bitches base their entire business model off of extorting the poor. Think about it for a second. Think about something like an overdraft fee. Do you know who's paying overdraft fees? Not rich people. Poor people. People who don't have any money, go to pay their bills, drive their account into the negative, and then are financially penalized for not having any money. Make it make sense. Obviously, the best way to punish you for not having money is to charge you more money, right? Another fun fact is that people who maintain a balance of a few $1,000s in their checking account often don't have to pay monthly banking fees. But do you know who does have to pay them? Poor people who don't have a few $1,000s. Banks don't need your money, but you do. If you're currently paying $10, $20, or even $30 a month to hold a bank account, call them up and politely tell them to cut that shit out. And trust me, they can do it, because banks give free accounts to all sorts of people, to students, to seniors, to veterans, to new immigrants. They can hook you up too. But if they refuse, no problem. Because the good news is that there are tons of smaller banks out there now offering no-fee checking and savings accounts, which you can open online within minutes. As I once said in a much earlier video, if you're currently paying your bank $30 a month for the privilege of holding onto your money, you'd be much better off taking $360 a year and literally lighting it on fire and watching it smolder and burn, because at least that would be more entertaining and more useful than just giving it to those bastards. And finally, this would not be an According to Nicole video if I didn't bring this one up. Cancel any and all subscription services that you are not actively using. Whatever it may be, the streaming service you never watch because all the shows are shitty, or the monthly box of overpriced dog treats that get shipped to your front door. I promise you your dog doesn't care, he's equally happy with a slice of cucumber or something from your fridge. Whatever other monthly charges you're paying that you're not getting value from, just take the 2 minutes and cut them off. Don't be lazy, it's costing you money. Okay, here's the TLDR. Number 1, almost everything in life is negotiable, but if you don't ask, you'll never know. Number 2, kindness is the most valuable currency in the world. Being nice is the easiest way to get what you want. Number 3, every little bit counts. Big numbers are just a bunch of small numbers all added up. And every $20 you can save here and there, especially on reoccurring monthly charges, is $20 that you can allocate to something that you actually like and care about. Or better yet, $20 that you can save and invest for your future, which will eventually be worth way more than $20. And number 4 is that banks are predatory, credit card companies are evil, insurance companies are a scam, and your dog happily snacks on rabbit turds and doesn't care at all about the organic treat box that's costing you $400 a year. You rolling in bird shit again? Anyways, that's all I have for you guys in this one. Leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think. Let me know if you try any of these methods and how much money they save you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, blah blah blah. Take care, see you next week, bye. Here's the taste test. Sit. Wait. We have a piece of cucumber, a piece of sweet potato, a fancy schmancy dog treat, and a dry roasted peanut. And I know he's gonna eat all of them, but the question is, which one does he like the best? Okay, go. Take it. Which one was the best one? I think they're all good, huh? Were they all good? You're gonna make some funky colored poops now, aren't you?